Hello everyone, welcome to my channel LoveGrowsTarot. I am here to do a tarot card reading for the sun sign of Aquarius in the month of December. The neighbors upstairs are playing loud music, so if you hear music in the background, it's just them. If you like my readings, please subscribe. If you want notifications of upcoming readings, please ring the bell. Comments are very welcome. I will leave descriptions in the description box below. And you can follow me on Instagram. I do a daily reading there. #LoveGrowsTarot. If you want personal tarot card readings from me, just go to my Instagram DM, direct message me there, and then we can set something up. I am guided by the tarot cards in spirit, so basically I just keep shuffling until the appropriate cards present themselves. These are general readings. They're not going to resonate with absolutely everybody, and the theme and energies in these readings will also take place in the future. So please feel free to come back and review them at any time. I begin with 3 opening cards, one that represents the past, one that represents the present, one that represents the future. I move on from there and finish off the reading with a subconscious card, what your subconscious is trying to tell you. So let's get on with this sun sign of Aquarius for the month of December reading, starting with a card that represents the past. What energies of the past are coming through at this time for Aquarius? What does Aquarius need to know? Dear Spirit, our friends Aquarius, what's coming through from the past? We have the 3 of Swords. So this is the card of a heavy heart. It's also a card of betrayal, deceit, relationships involving 3 people that aren't necessarily the best for all parties, infidelity, adultery, that kind of thing. So this is coming from the past. So this might be a reoccurring theme in your life, and maybe you attract this kind of energy, and it's just coming through to remind you that this isn't the healthiest kind of energy, and that you should be very mindful of it. It could be something that happened in the past, and you're still holding on to the grief, and it's sort of like you're carrying it around like baggage, and it might be causing anger, or it might just be causing a lot of like doubt and fear about your current relationships. So this is coming through for you from the past. So time to think about what this card means to you right at this moment. A card from the present now. Now we move on to a card that represents the present for Aquarius. Well, we have the 8 of Wands, so that means things are moving quite quickly. Usually with the 8 of Wands, it's a communication. So you either hear some news, or if you've been waiting for some sort of communication, it's going to come through quickly. If you yourself have been communicating to others, your messages will come through loud and clear. So it's all about this fast, active Wands energy. And Wands are very fiery and very energetic and very like get going and get things done. So it's a really sort of busy time of things just moving really, really, really quickly. And you've got the 3 of Swords lingering. So you might, if you're rushing into something and it's sort of turning out to be similar to what you've sort of experienced in the past, maybe you should slow that down a bit. And for the future, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So that means that the money is going to be flowing. That means you're either going to be in a situation where you can give to others, or if you yourself are looking for loans or funds or just whatever finances, there'll be somebody there to help you out. So that's coming through in the future. So if you've been worried about finances, you can just sort of like relax a bit, because that is something that's going to be in your future. If you do come into a windfall, or you are making a lot of money, it's always good to give back. So remember that. Just give a small percentage back to whoever, donations, philanthropy, whatever it is, a good cause. Just it's always good to do that, because that creates more abundance, because it's that flow of giving and receiving. All right, let's continue on with this reading for Aquarius in the month of December, the holidays. around. Everybody's pretty happy. So we have the King of Pentacles. So the court cards are people in your life, people coming into your life, or people that are mentoring, teaching, or inspiring you. The King of Pentacles, the Pentacles are earth signs. So that would be Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. They don't necessarily have to be of these sun signs, but there's a lot of synchronicities around them, them being of these sun signs. This king is a master in the material world, so that would be finances, that would be real estate, that would be material goods, that would be possessions, and just very, 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 very wise and experienced, and just really, really masterful in this area. So this king is coming forward. Like I said, it could be somebody that you know, it could be somebody that comes in, or it could be somebody that just inspires you. So watch out for this king, because this king has a lot of like good information, especially if you're doing business or finances or anything in that world, because this person is going to be very knowledgeable for you. And then we have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is all about a spiritual quest. Leaving something behind and just going off to sort of get in touch with it's like introspection, sort of get in touch with your true self, and more self-awareness and self-realization. It's also, you're climbing and you're gonna, there's mountains to climb, so you might be on a new venture, you might be on something completely different, or maybe it's spiritual, or maybe it's just something that really draws you. Emotionally, you're distancing yourself from something, which is fine, because Aquarians really aren't the most emotional type. They're more intellectual than they are emotional. So yeah, there's going to be a period in December where something is drawing you away, something that's sort of calling you. It's like a calling, and you're going to want to move and go do something, or maybe you're going to go somewhere that you really centers you, and it could be up in the mountains, or it just could be back in nature, just something that grounds you, and yeah, so that's coming in the month of December. And then we have the Two of Cups. So now we have a connection. So this is going to be a personal connection, and this is going to be a very healing connection. So it could actually be a healer, and maybe on this quest that you're going on, you'll meet somebody along your journey. The connection is going to be really interesting, because the Two of Cups connections are usually people that you wouldn't think personally that you would get along with this person or this type of person, and then everything just works out really, really well. It's the beginning of a strong connection, so it's going to be at the budding stages. And then we have the King of Swords. So we have two kings in here. King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So the swords are going to be of your nature. So that would be Aquarius, that would be Gemini, and that would be Libra. So these might be parts of yourself, or parts of, like I said, people in your life. So maybe you have an earth sign, a friend, a good friend, or somebody that you're really well connected to, and maybe the two of you are going to be going on this journey together, or maybe there's going to be some sort of setup with the King of Pentacles, like the two of you sort of throw some ideas around, or want to do something and want to go on an adventure, or there's, yeah. These two, the earth and air signs don't usually get along, but if it's a Capricorn and an Aquarius, then it's a much better union than the others, like a Virgo and a Gemini, or a Taurus and a Libra type person. So that's something to watch for. You guys might be like throwing some ideas together, and this is going to take you in a different sort of direction, and then you have this really nice connection here. And now we have a major arcana card. So this is the first major arcana card. So this is the Hierophant. This is about communities, institutions, religious realms, having an audience, doing things traditionally. Like, it's all about traditional ways. Don't go off and start doing things, in ways that aren't tried and true. So, and these are lessons. So the major arcana, the Hierophant's coming in because the Hierophant wants you to figure out what's going on that sort of got you on a sidetrack, or you're not really walking the straight and narrow. You know, you might be like swaying off the path a bit, taking some chances or doing some things. It could be for some, it could be marriage, because when the Hierophant shows up, because it's such a traditional religious kind of presence, it could be some sort of weddings or some sort of celebrations under that religious realm. And perhaps maybe this Two of Cup connections is something that's going forward into that area, or maybe there's something there that you have to do. I mean, for some of you, maybe you are going into a priesthood, or want to be a rabbi, or training or something, or changing religions or something like that. But the Hierophant's here because of that kind of like energies. And the Hierophant wants you to get back on that straight and narrow path. What else does Aquarius need to know about in the month of December? The month of December for Aquarius. Oh, we have another major arcana card, so this is awesome. So this is the Magician. The Magician shows up when there's a need for action. There's a need to strengthen your belief system, especially in yourself, because the Magician shows you that you have all the tools in front of you and you can do whatever you want, and the universe has your back, and you just have to have the strong belief and confidence in yourself that you can do whatever it is that you do. So you've got the Hierophant that's pushing you down that traditional path, and then you've got the Magician trying to set up your belief system. So it feels like for some of you, you sort of had a setback or something sort of, shook you a bit. And now you're sort of just getting yourself back together. And the spiritual quest is probably going to help a lot. This is sort of just fine-tuning your energy, telling you to get it together, like I said, that straight and narrow path, traditional values. And then the Magician wants you to step up, because there's things in the future that are going to need your confidence and need your drive. What else does Aquarius need to know about in the month? Oh, we have another major arcana, so this time it's the High Priestess. Wow, these are all like early cards too. When you understand the major arcana, it starts with the Fool, and the Fool has a journey going through all these cards. And he learns lessons from each and every one of these cards until he gets to the World. And by the time he gets to the World, his self-realization and self-awareness is so heightened that he's able to go on another journey. But this time he's got so much more experience and so much more wisdom and so much more knowledge that the type of journey that he can go on now is just expansive, and it has more growth in it. So the High Priestess is second to the Magician. So her teachings are of your intuition. They're also of secret knowledge. They're esoteric arts. Anything that's been around, in the world in an esoteric way for like centuries and centuries, and the knowledge and wisdom that comes from those kind of energies. She's less traditional than the Hierophant. So, but for her, the intuition is really one of the key lessons that she teaches. So your intuition, you need to step it up on the intuition. So you got some big cards here in the month of December. So it's sort of like a month that you're working on yourself, because you do have the Eight of Cups, and that is very much that introspection and that sort of going off and rediscovering who you are and what's important in your life, and what really matters. All right, now we have another major arcana. Wow, Aquarius, you got lots of stuff going on. So Judgment is interesting because it sort of puts all this together. Because once you've understood what the Hierophant is in your life, and once you sort of get yourself together in your belief system and your confidence, and once you sort of really tune into your intuition, really understand the value within that, Judgment is right before the World. So Judgment is your final lesson before you get to the World, and the World is just giving you a blessing to go on and on, that you've come to a point of wholeness, and the next journey you take is going to be so much more expansive, bigger, and the growth is going to be much, 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 much stronger. So judgment is when you are stripped down to who you really are. It's like, this is your self-realization. This is your self-awareness. This is being your true, authentic self. This is the power within it. And this is like a very spiritual, like an aha moment. You know, the horns are blowing and you're looking up and it's just like, and there they are all naked and they're just like, yes, you know. And so that's the power of this card, is that you come to this whole, you know, once you find your true authentic self and once you can sort of live in that genre, that realm, then there's so much more that can open up for you. There's so many more things that are going to start, more opportunities, more stuff is just going to come in your way and come in your way. So these are really setting you up for growth, these cards. They're really setting you up for something big that will happen. But by just being yourself, finding that sort of more traditional way of doing things, listening to your intuition, you know, and then just going for it is going to be very, very important for you in the month of December. And then the last card in this part of the reading is coming from the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is about, it's about somebody that wants to control things, and at the cost of themselves and at the cost of others. They're just, you know, really aggressive. It's very emotional and mental kind of challenges, you know. It's almost like emotional abuse, you know, being abusive to people, and then people just walking out of your life, or people just really being traumatized by it, and then this person just doesn't really care, just continues to create this like dysfunction in his life. And the storm comes in, and you know, it's just a really negative energy. So if this has been a part of you, if this has been some aspect of you, or maybe it's some, like, because there are three people, and we're going back to the Three of Swords here, and this is the Swords. And if something really traumatized you, or you keep having these relationships, type of relationships, you're just like a magnet to them. They keep coming into your life, and it's very like heavy on the heart kind of thing. Then it's time to release and let go and forgive, because this is going to be unnecessary, because you have so much growth. You've got a lot of things going on, and this kind of energy is not acceptable for where the tarot cards are seeing your growth go. So it's time to resolve this. If that's not you and it's just somebody in your life, then it's really time to think about what this person means in your life, and does this person really have your best interest? And that's probably not. And what you want to do about it. If it's somebody that you can just sort of walk away from, then that's great. If they repeatedly are just like always trying to be the aggressor and always trying to be controlling and always trying to be defensive, and it's just weighing on you, then yeah, it's time to forgive them. And then by forgiving them, you're releasing yourself from their chains, and you're releasing them so they can move on. But that's something that you're going to have to like take care of in the month of December. And if it is trauma, then, you know, the best thing to do is just go find, you know, we have the healer card here. So if that means healing, it's a time for healing, then I would look at the ways that you can go in that direction. See if there's support out there for you, and you know, and what kind of support there is, and you know, that would be the best way to start heading yourself into next year, 2022. All right, so the last card is from your subconscious, and it's the Emperor. So the Emperor is the father figure of the major arcana cards. So his lessons are very valuable. As a father, you're trying to teach responsibility, you're trying to teach respect, you're trying to teach strength, you're trying to teach how to set strong foundations, you're trying to teach a whole lot of values. And sometimes the fathers are very, very good at teaching, and sometimes the fathers are not. And sometimes the fathers just don't show up. So it's the relationship that you have with this father figure. And also, if you are a father figure, then you might be questioning, this card might be questioning your values and what kind of values you're passing on to others. the Emperor does represent Aries, but it doesn't, like I said, it always doesn't have to be that exact sign. But that's the kind of energy this Emperor has, a very driven, self-invested kind of like energy. So he's very demanding, but at the same time loving. So if this father has been, the negative aspect of what the Emperor is, then your subconscious wants you to deal with this in some way. In some way, your subconscious is telling you there's something going on with the father or a father type figure that you have to figure out. All right, so that's going to be your reading for the month of December. As with all my readings, please put the energy in, be responsible, take action, participate in these readings, do the stuff that the cards are asking you to do, and then you're going to start seeing more positive results. And you'll start seeing the energies in these cards grow stronger and stronger and stronger each time you have a reading. So that's something that I want you to remind yourself of whenever I do a reading, or whenever anybody does a reading for you. You have to participate in these readings. You can't just sit and look at the cards and expect the cards to make all these changes and make all these things happen, because without you, they can't do it. All right, so that's it. It's December. I hope you guys have happy holidays. If you like my readings, please subscribe. If you want notifications of upcoming readings, please ring the bell. Comments are very welcome. I will leave descriptions in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram. I do a daily tarot card reading there, #LoveGrowsTarot. And if you want personal tarot card readings from me, go to DM me go to my DMs in Instagram, and then I can direct you from there. That's it. I hope you have a wonderful December and you get to enjoy the holidays with lots of friends and family. And you get to start doing some of this work, and you get to start seeing all these positive results. So happy holidays, and I will see you next time.